Well, welcome to Moss Valley. I have had a bit of a break from the game temporarily due to work-life balance or lack of life and more work. So we're now back. I've decided to go into Moss Valley partly because I was never a big fan of Calmston on FS22. It made do while it was pretty much the only UK map on FS25, but I've elected to come on to Moss Valley for a little bit just to have a change of pace and do something a bit different. So my plan on this series, I say series, on these episodes, I am going to try and develop this farm into a sheep farm. Now, those familiar with Moss Valley, you start with cow barns and chicken pens on the main farm, which is where we are. I have started with this starting farm. I'm not on new farmer, although the equipment you still got. I've swapped two pieces out. If I just come over here, I have got super speed on temporarily. So I've added in this seeder because it's a bit smaller, and I'll explain why. I've got myself a bale trailer. It is auto load. I've swapped out the John Deere for my John Deere stroke class coloured variant, and I have swapped all the tractors out. So you normally start with a Massey Ferguson and a New Holland. I've got the class and the case. They're the two tractors I've started with. You also will have noticed I whizzed past a little Ford there. That's just a bit of a... It's functional, it works, but it's for the UK styled map. We also have added in the FarmCon 24 sprayer. Again, I don't get to use that often, and I thought this map might be the ideal place to utilise that. So that's where we are in terms of what we've got. The rest of it, for the most part, is pretty much the bog standard you get when you start the map off. Oh yes, I've swapped the cultivator as well into this style cultivator. But bar that, pretty much the same. Now, you start with some huge fields. This field here, which is ready to harvest, as is the other one. If I just go on to... We'll go into construction mode, be quicker. So that's one of the fields, and that's the other. Now, generally, the harvest we've got, this will take about 2 hours, if not a bit longer. And this one, about an hour and a half, 2 hours to do as well. So they are pretty big fields for this map, which is good and bad. I am going to set AI on this field, and it can work in the background. If we're going to do sheep, we're going to need grass. We have a little bit of grass here that I believe I can cut, so that's what we're going to work on. And then I'm going to plough it up and reseed it into a proper grass field so that the likes of the AI worker can manage it, so it recognises it as a field. We're then going to probably split part of this into a grass field, and this is where I'm hoping to end up starting to put the sheep pastures. So that is my plan currently. So I think that all sounds fairly reasonable, doesn't it? Who's to say? Right. Give me a few minutes. I'm going to get my harvester going on that field on its own, and then I'll get back to you when I'm back in the tractor that I'm going to start mowing the grass with. Okay. Here we are. So if I unfold that, unfold this. This should take no time whatsoever in terms of cutting. So I did debate whether to get one of the smaller farm sites and work up, but because you start with this farm and get the farm equipment anyway, whether you're on new farmer, farm manager, or start from scratch, that was just as easy to start with this farm as well. Now I hoped I'd had the mod that allows you to turn the wrapper off, but I don't think I do. Does not look like it. Oh, it does. Control Alt. Turn bale wrapper on. Right, so that should be off now. Let's give it a go. Well, it doesn't seem like I've got unload bales early, yet on the keyboard controls I do. I'll have to try and figure that out at some point. Right. That was short and sweet. After this is its first harvest, I think we need to bring that field edge out a little bit so it got a bit more room to manoeuvre. In fact, we will take the bale up here because we will need this for the straw shortly. Might need to unload the harvester. Now, I'm not a big fan of these ploughs, however, I wanted to try and stay a little bit more traditional. So I am going to muddle my way through. Allow create fields. Not sure if it should start this way, maybe it should. Right, well, I definitely do not like that plough. How long this one lasts, I do not know. I must admit though, I did need a weight at the front, which I did not have. Right, well, that is that grass field seeded, and hopefully in a few months' time ready to cut again, and we will see how it fares. Now, the ground's not quite even, which hasn't made that task very easy, but at least it is done. Now, for this episode, I am leaving things here. We will get that harvested field sorted next time. We might need to relocate some of these items into more suitable locations. But yes, for those who have been watching, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.